This week I am answering your questions. So I've got a little cheat sheet to remember them. Welcome to this week's Green and Tidy Live with me, Rachel Papworth, the online professional organiser, liberating you from the shackles of clutter and chaos for peace of mind and productivity. Because when your home works, your life works. And yes, I've got questions, and lots of questions have been coming in recently. I love getting questions, so please do keep sending them. And I'm going to start with a question from Jane, who is worried that the clothes that she's earmarked to go to the charity shop are going to creep back into the wardrobe almost by their own volition during this period of lockdown. I hear you, Jane. They do tend to do that, don't they? I had a whole box of clothes that I'd put aside for a clothes swap once, and my lovely sister-in-law came to stay and said, "Oh, can I have a root through the box?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course you can." And she rooted through and pulled out a dress and said, "Oh, this is quite nice." And of course, I immediately decided that I liked it and kept it. Here it is. This is the dress in question. I have to say, I have worn it a few times since, so I don't feel too bad about pulling it out. Perhaps I shouldn't tell you that. Perhaps that's not helpful. Here it is. Anyway, so yeah, I know the problem. I know they can creep back out. The solution is to seal those boxes and bags, tape them shut, staple them shut, whatever it takes, and label them charity shop and do not look in them again. That is your only hope. So that's the answer to that one. What was the next question? Oh, also from Jane. Will charity shops ever accept donations again until the COVID-19 situation is resolved, which may be a very long time? So even if they're allowed to reopen, will they be too afraid to take donations in case they're carrying the infection? I have consulted my sources on this one, also known as asking my mum to ask the manager of the charity shop that she used to volunteer in, but we haven't yet got a definitive answer. My suspicion is that there isn't a definitive answer to that one, that it'll be up to each charity what they do once they're permitted to reopen the shops, or once they decide to reopen their shops. I suspect that they will take donations for a couple of reasons. And first of all, obviously, they will be wanting to make money again as soon as possible. And secondly, from what I understand of the science, and obviously I'm no scientist, but it seems that the risk of catching the virus from an inanimate object is way, way lower than that from catching it from another human being. So once they've reopened the shops, the risk from customers and staff is going to far outweigh any risk from donations. The virus doesn't live very long anyway on surfaces. It seems like it lives about 2 or 3 days on a hard surface like plastic, and about a day on an absorbent surface like paper or cardboard or fabric. So obviously I don't know for sure, but I think they're going to be less concerned about the donations than they are about the people coming into the shop. And I guess we'll all be washing our hands and avoiding touching our faces and keeping our distance from people for quite a long time to come. So that's the best answer I can give you on that one. What was the next question? Oh, one more question, but just before I do that, please just do give this video a thumbs up. Thank you very much. And yes, final question was from Trish, and Trish asked if I had any ideas for a way to dispose of a large quantity of paper with confidential information on it. So as we all know, we shouldn't just put that stuff into the recycling, we should shred it or possibly burn it. But sometimes it's really backed up, and then shredding it, if you haven't got a way of burning it, which Trish hasn't, and burning it's not very environmentally friendly anyway, if you haven't got a way of another way of disposing of it, shredding it is going to take a very, very long time, and that's quite an overwhelming task. So I thought that was a really good question, and I did a bit of hunting around myself, and I did find a good tip for what to do in that situation. Now, I haven't tried this, so if you do try it, I would be really interested to hear how you get on. The method is to immerse the paper in water. So get a bucket of water and just shove it all in there and leave it for a few days until it turns into papier-mâché. So until it's dissolved to the extent that you can't read the text anymore. And then drain off what water you can, bag up the rest and stick it in the bin. So it's going to be a bit messy, but I should imagine that would work, and I would be really interested to hear if that works for you. Obviously, the lesson here is not to get yourself in that situation in the first place. Dispose of that paper as you go along. You don't have to shred the whole paper, you could just rip off the bit with the confidential information on it, but make sure you're keeping on top of that as far as you can, because, what are you saying, Dan? Use it in the compost. Yes, exactly, excellent tip. Actually, what I do is I do burn it, but I only use it to light fires with. So I'm burning that instead of newspaper, which is highly recyclable. And are you suggesting, Dan, are you saying actually put the papier-mâché in the compost? I guess you are. I guess you wouldn't want to put a massive lump in one go, but you certainly could put some in. Or are you just saying use the, I think you're probably saying use the confidential waste in the compost, which you can do, but again, if you've got masses and masses and masses of it, then that's probably not going to be the best solution. But it's another way of getting rid of confidential paper, so thank you for sharing that. So was that it? Yes, that's it. Remember to share something with you that I'm grateful for this week. I forgot to do that last week. Today, I am particularly being grateful for my bicycle, which is enabling me to get exercise in this time of lockdown. I can very quickly, from where I live, cycle onto the beautiful South Downs. I live on the edge of a national park. So while the weather is amazing, like it is now, and we have these long spring/summer days, I am trying to get out on my bike every day, and it's bringing me so much joy. So that's something to be grateful for. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and I will see you in the next YouTube live. Bye.